And like me,
Thank you for pushing the button. Welcome everyone to the Pathways Roadshow. And apparently we have the four-door sedan here. Welcome Hans, welcome Marilyn to the bus tour for Pathways, which is our little idea for sharing what is new, different, and interesting about Pathways. And if you hang around for the back half, we have the trailer, second feature of Dennis Dawson doing the Death by PowerPoint presentation, which is one of my favorite things, and I'm looking forward to that. But
Dude,
let's go ahead and bring on our first speaker for today, and that is Maureen Filler, our PQD.
thank you. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, everybody. Welcome to our audience. All right, we're going to talk about the pathway stuff. And our first slide, lost. I want to share that when I joined Toastmasters, I did not complete my first level one for 5 years. I kept forgetting to enter the speeches. Toastmasters International finally reached out offering support. They wanted to know what they could do to make it easier for me. They felt so bad that somebody was stranded for that many years. Once they sent that to me, I realized that was my fault entirely. And I went ahead and started marking everything complete. I got a list of all the speeches I'd done from Free Toast, and within 6 months, I completed the path. So I'm not sure what you can learn, but I want everybody to learn from that cautionary tale. The goal is take credit for everything you do and take the credit early so that you don't forget. It's really important not to do that. I think we're talking about scheduling the speeches. So always schedule it. Try to speak at least once per month. And on a personal level, my club only meets twice a month. So sometimes I may only speak that once a month. Sometimes I get lucky and I can do two. And it's always good. You want to always be doing that. And of course, most importantly, track your speeches. Keep track as you complete lessons in pathways. It's motivating to see your progress, and you'll keep on top of whatever requirements you need to complete to advance to the next level. Very important to do that. The next slide. Sign up for other roles. You'll get credit on pathways now, but you'll also be a more active participant in your club. And depending on what level you're in pathways, depends on the roles that you need to complete. Look for the required roles and start signing up for them. The sooner you do it, the better. Always take credit for everything you accomplish. This helps you to succeed. It also helps your club earn their DCP points. You are a role model for other members, showing that they too can easily complete their Toastmaster goals. Now, pathways, we had mentioned that one of Brendan's concerns with pathways has been that we lost two key elements of the legacy program, and others besides Brendan have said that. The Competent Leadership Manual, which gave credit for fulfilling roles in our meetings, and the Better Speaker, Successful Club, and Leadership Excellent modules. In October of last year, Toastmasters International made a number of enhancements to bring these resources into the Pathways program, and it's something that we can all take advantage of. Now, for example, in level one now, in all of the newer paths, not the legacy ones, not the old ones that didn't get updated, level one requires that you fulfill meeting roles such as a table topic speaker, an evaluator, and either a timer or an odd counter. So just sign up for roles and you'll get all the things that you need. Level two requires that you fulfill more challenging roles, grammarian, table topics master, evaluator, and ideally the Toastmaster or timer or odd counter. You can do a combination of those things. Next slide. At level three, you'll fulfill meeting roles, but you'll also give a presentation from the Successful Club series. These modules were a staple in the legacy program, and they have been brought back by popular demand. They are canned presentations with slides and a script. Your job is to present them not verbatim, but rather with your own insights and anecdotes to bring the material to life. At level four, you give presentations, one from Successful Club series and one from the Better Speaker series. And some of those topics for Better Speaker are things like overcoming the fear, planning your speech, that sort of thing. Things that we do anyway, but we can speak on them and get credit. At level 5, you fulfill more roles. You give a presentation from the Successful Club series and one from the Leadership Excellence series. These changes bring forward quality elements of the legacy program that people had missed to the convenience and comprehensiveness of the Modern Pathways lessons. Next, Jeff is going to share some insights on how to work with the enhanced user interface of the Pathways program. Thank you. Back to you, Jeff.
All right, and bring this up. Let's see, do the thing. Fellow Toastmasters, have you lost the map to pathways? Do you have this itchy feeling when someone says, "What path of project are you on?" Well, fear not, fellow Toastmasters. This is something we can alleviate. First of all, the best thing to understand about pathway is that you have choices. From the very beginning, you had to pick a path from among a set. When they first rolled out pathways, you had 10 paths, and then they made it 11 with the addition of engaging humor. I guess they were trying to be funny and go to 11. Last year, they dropped it down to about half those choices. Well, now 2 years ago now. Mostly because they really didn't have that many differences between some of the paths. So why am I telling you this at all? Because some of you might have a legacy path, and those are the ones in the lower right-hand corner here, which means your mileage may vary. So if you're in the upper left-hand corner, you have all the new changes. If you have the lower right-hand corner paths, those are the ones that stayed the same. You don't have to do your projects in order. You probably want to when you can, and you can't claim a level until you finish all the level requirements for that level. But every level is unlocked from the start. One of the secret lessons we don't teach often enough is the only project you should do first is your icebreaker. That goes double for the new changes to the path, which I'll be talking a little bit about more later. One of the most frequent roadblocks people hit is when they see the next project in something like finding your communication style or talk about mentoring. And you think, oh, that's not what I want to talk about. Or I'm not feeling that project. And then they stop. It wrecks your project progress when you feel like you're being towed into a direction you don't want to talk about. What happens next is that one of the worst things you can do to your project as a Toastmaster is to give a speech without taking credit for it somewhere. Did you just do a practice run for the work in front of your club? You just did the Creating Effective Visual Aids project, or using presentation software. Did you just read a book? That's researching your project. Was your speech a story about something that happened here recently? Well, that's connect with your audience, connect with storytelling, or inspire your audience. You have 3 different possible projects for just telling a story. Were you table topics master today? That's active listening. The point is, if you don't like your next project, skip it. If you just give a speech off the cuff or just a presentation, find a place to get credit for it somewhere. Learn to retrofit. If you speak in front of a crowd, take the credit. One thing that people will also get tripped up by is when they get to level 4, level 5 projects and they require groups of people, 6 months, and a project. Maybe you picked a path before realizing what the end game would be. This has happened to several people in my club. Don't give up. That mountain can be conquered with a single step, a single word, and a single thought. Sometimes it just takes a team to make it happen. You find that out there are situations you get what you need if you're willing to ask. Co-workers, fellow Toastmasters, lend me your fears, and we'll make them vanish. The district even has an HPO project share, which has projects available from time to time as well. But don't stop just because you can't find a team to do that 360-degree HPL project. Nothing stops you from starting a second path and coming back to the level 5 later. Some of them are shorter than others. Starting a speech is 5 minutes. Now, going back for a little bit, if you have the legacy version of a path, The one thing that people forget to do is go back into your project at the end and get credit. In your project, you're on Legacy Path, you'll see this screen, hit the drop down, and find the assess your skills after control for the menu as shown in the orange box here at the bottom. Then you'll take a quiz, rating from 1 to 5, to get credit. If you have one of those legacy paths, do finish them sometime soon. I don't trust World Headquarters to decide that the legacy paths are grandfathered and you need to finish them by a certain amount of time. So I have one of them myself. I need to finish that. I'm on level 4. On the other hand, if you're in one of the revised paths, there's now a 2-step process to finish your project. Step 1 is shown in the upper left corner of this screen capture here. There is a expanded page for complete your project. If you didn't get here on your own before you give your speech, or you're not giving it in front of your club, click on Save Log. The next screen is where you finally click on Complete Your Project. As you see the lower right-hand corner. If you do not do this, you aren't getting credited for having that project done. You may think you're done, but you have to click on both places to get credit. So the first one here on the left is about filling out the form, what the details were. Second is complete the project. This next bit is also important. How many of you noticed that the requirements changed at the end of October? If you haven't been in Pathways for a while, go back and check it. As of October 2nd of 2024, there were new requirements to finish a level. In addition to doing the projects that are included with the level, you now have to take specific roles to complete the level as well, as Maureen mentioned. This is the equivalent of doing the old competent leader manual, where you expected to practice supporting a meeting and leading a meeting. There are also new requirements to do 2 presentations for the Better Speaker series, 2 for the Successful Club series, and 1 for the Leadership Excellence series. These were advanced projects from the pre-Pathways days. Think of them as mandatory electives. You get a choice, but you can't avoid doing 1 from each category depending on the level. Now, once you've done all things on the level for the new version, there's one last step for you to do: submit the entire level. You have to expand the level controls as shown in the box there, and click the level completion control as from the left, and finally select the club, which you're giving the level to. So if you belong to more than one club, make sure you're giving the level to the right one, because if you give the level to the wrong club, you have to tell World Headquarters to fix it and change it. As you can see, I only have 1 club, so I don't have a problem with that. Once that's done, an officer from your club has to go into Basecamp Manager in their account, because any level has to be approved before you can go to the next one. So you can't just do everything yourself. Important to note, if you're an officer, you cannot approve your own levels. So it'll never show up in this list, as you can see, because you can't approve yourself. So someone else has to go do it. This is why you need more than 2 officers active in your club. Last slide, wrapping up. Remember, each speech is not a chore. It's not a burden. It's a gift. It's a set of skills to practice. Sometimes even the content doesn't matter as much as the fact you're getting up there and practicing in front of the audience. If you remember nothing else from today's presentation that I just gave, remember these 3 things. Number 1, do find a speech project that matches what you're going to do. Number 2, do remember to keep track of the ones that you took, the roles you took, because you'll need those too. And finally, don't forget to take credit for your speeches in the system. Your levels are what helps you level up. And now I'm going to hand things over to Dennis Dawson. Mr. Dawson, am I driving your slides or you have your own? And you're muted.
Yeah, I'm going to drive my slides.
Okay.
I'm
Also,
slide driving.
welcome Jennifer and Wing.
Yeah.
And you're on the wrong thing, sir. You're
Damn it.
showing your full screen.
We'll try that again. That should be right there. Is that right? The Toastmasters brand. That's what you see.
Yes, you're good now.
Okay. Yes, let's talk about Toastmasters, the brand. This is Dennis Dawson, Club Growth Director of District 57. Toastmasters is a brand. When you mention Toastmasters, people may not know details, but they've heard of us and they know that we have something to do with public speaking. Now, we tell prospective members that they will learn public speaking and leadership skills. I don't care how wonderful anybody thinks they are. I've been in Toastmasters 18 years. Most of those have been spent training district leaders. Still, I would never pretend that I could teach public speaking and leadership skills, not without the Toastmasters educational program. Pathways gives participants a way to measure their progress. The lessons require members to step outside their comfort zone, which is where all growth happens. When members join a club that doesn't work the education program, they might enjoy the camaraderie. They could give a couple of speeches, but they soon realize that they're not getting from the experience what they hoped for, and they quit. To keep members, Pathways participation is essential. Now, if a club doesn't work the Pathways program, they should stop sending money to Toastmasters International. And they should stop calling themselves a Toastmasters Club, because they aren't a Toastmasters Club. Keep in mind that a healthy club doesn't just meet requirements in the Distinguished Club program. Now, this is a club that has been President's Distinguished for many years. It looks like they're doing great. But notice that even though they added 17 members this fiscal year, they had a net loss of 5. That means 22 people quit their club. And it's possible that 10 different people earned each of the paths in the pathways, the levels that are shown here. But it's also possible that only 4 people actually completed those levels out of a club that had 31 members. You see, these DCP requirements are not goals. They're a baseline for a healthy club. Robust clubs should have members earning many, many levels beyond the few levels required by the DCP. The goal should be that every member of the club earn at least 1 Pathways level per year, with some earning several levels. That means that people will be working the program and gaining the communication and leadership skills they were promised when they first joined our organization. All right, we've been yammering for a bit. We're open for questions and answers from our guests tonight. How are you doing with the Pathways program? And what might we do to make it more palatable and more accessible to your members?
Dennis, what was the question, the very last statement you made? You said robust clubs should have at least, every member earn at least 1 something per year.
At least 1 level.
Level of a path?
Yeah.
That seems very minimal to me.
You
Exactly.
are absolutely right. Absolutely right, Marilyn.
It also covers the bigger clubs where they have a lot of members fighting for speech slots, but minimum should be 1. And ideally, the smaller clubs should fit in an entire path in the year if you can.
That's right. Anybody could complete a path in a year. It's 12 speeches, for goodness sakes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was kind of puzzled about that, what you said.
Well,
Yeah,
you're absolutely right. But how is it that a club that's got 31 members only earns 10 levels in a year?
Yeah, they weren't doing it.
Yeah, that's preposterous. Preposterous, I tell you. And yet, that's a club that is supposedly doing really well.
I thought that was a good point about healthy club versus the program versus the criteria to be distinguished. It doesn't mean you're rocking and rolling. It means you're just distinguished.
Yeah, and that's why I say that the Distinguished Club program is not a set of goals. It's a base on which you build a healthy club.
Yeah. Like that.
And it's one of the reasons that we made the district bucks incentives to be slightly higher than the DCP points requirements. Because it gets people to actually step up a little bit further than just pick you, and you to do your levels. And so far, it's working fairly well, surprisingly. Or maybe not surprisingly. We've got one club that is certainly pushing the envelope and actually spending the district bucks. So, Marilyn, what club are you with?
I'm with Goal Achievers Toastmasters.
Ah, okay.
But Marilyn, you've been a Toastmaster at least 15 years, haven't you?
Yes. I think it might be more like what you just said, but I've lost count. But I'd say it might be 18.
Yeah, well, it could be because I remember you were in Tales and Tellers with
That's
me
right.
very
And I was
early
in
on.
the storytelling club, which was really was that the storytelling one?
Yeah,
No. Yes, it was. Okay.
Tales and Tellers, yeah.
That was very challenging. It was a wonderful club. Great experiences. I have to say, I was always appreciated when somebody would just look at me and say, "It's time for you to do something." I think you have to ask people sometimes when people are just kind of bashful or fearful, you know. And that's what I remember being. I appreciated when people would ask me.
Most people do.
Yeah, and sometimes you have to do that to ask people.
All
And
right. Does someone else have a question?
I have a question for Jennifer. Jennifer, what made you want to attend tonight?
Want to be able to explain to people in my club why it's important to do pathways and or what you can get out of it. Yeah. But to have the words to which you've provided. So thank you.
Oh, that's good to hear. Thank you.
And bear in mind that this is a living presentation. We've done this 3 times now, counting today, I think. Is this 3 or 4? But it's at least 3. And so if you have any feedback or things you want us to clarify, update, what have you, please let us know. Because we're doing this until people stop showing up.
And no
Uh,
minimum number, Marilyn, no minimum number.
What do you
Right?
mean? No
As
minimum
long as we
number.
have somebody joining, we're going to do it.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Wing, Hans, any thoughts for us? All right.
Is this?
I've
I have a
taken
question.
on a new role in my club, which is going back to a VPE, but that's just another club when I was VP a while back.
Mm-hmm.
It's just having to chase people again to make sure that, hey, sign up for meeting roles. Can you confirm meeting roles? And yeah, it's just after the pandemic, perhaps people are reevaluating. So I'm just trying to get them back to why you joined Toastmasters. Why are you paying the dues? Just like what Dennis was saying, that hey, you gotta take a look at what your goals are and make sure that you're still chasing those dreams. Or if you're amending them, just make sure that you have some goals and some timelines. But it has been a little bit difficult in doing so. And I'm also saying that as a club coach for a club in District 39 as well. People's investment, willing to invest in how much time in Toastmasters, yeah, has been difficult to figure it out or just trying to align their needs. But thank you very much for doing the roadshow.
Okay, well, I'm going to share something in the chat now, then, which is part of the bonus for showing up today. And this is, and I'll share my screen for this as well. Where'd that go? Okay, so do that. Done. This is a in-progress worksheet that I'm playing with. And what it is essentially, these are the requirements that they added last October 2024 for each level. So whatever level you're on, it'll show you what requirements for roles and also from the special speeches that you'll need to do. And this is one version of this. This is a blank version that I just linked in the chat. So please make a copy on your own. But let's see, requirements. This is my version that I have running. So I'm using my own stuff. And here is where I've done the roles over the past month and a half for level 5, which I'm in engaging humor, and because I didn't finish the level, I now have all these extra requirements to finish on top of the one speech I had left. And that's an important distinction that I should really put in the notes that I have, which is if you have finished a level already, then you don't have to go backwards and do the requirements. So even though when I finished level 4 for engaging humor, even though I showed the check boxes, it shows it's completed. So it's only level 5 that I need to do the extras on. So for everyone else, in your club, you only need to do the extra roles and extra speeches and extra projects for the levels you have not completed yet.
Based on what date?
Based on October 2024.
No,
but pretty
25,
much,
Jeff.
yes?
It was 2025. For the new roles was October of last year, a couple months ago.
Okay, never mind. You're right.
Yeah. The other part was 2024, but this part was 2025.
Time
It's
flies.
confusing because all the updates have been in October the last 2 years.
Yes, that's true.
Right? Yep.
Thank you for correcting that. I'll keep that in mind for next time. I said, wait,
It's
it's
confusing
2026 now.
otherwise, right?
Yeah, it's fairly recent. Okay.
Yes.
Fence post error. But yeah, no, essentially, you only need to finish these. Everyone's paths got converted over automatically. So whether you bought your path last November or 2023, it switched you over completely. So I've had this path for several years because I've had this one 18-minute humorous speech that I haven't given for a while. And I should have really gone back and finished it. But, doing moments of truth is important. If you went to Decem, you'll have that thing to do. And so doing it for my club is important. And I've already done the Leader as a Coach project already as well. So it's not that hard. It just takes a little bit more time. And for the end of year incentive that we had to finish a certain amount of DCP points by the end of the year and get your club success plan and moment of truth done, it's been extended out to the end of February. So if you're working on that one for your club, we gave you time because you have to get the extra rolls done to get those levels for the DCP points. Any questions on this before I get rid of it?
No, thank you for sharing it.
Okay. And hey, Todd. And hey,
Todd.
Andrew. And hey, Deborah. Any last questions on the Pathways show before we get to part 2? You got 1 minute.
Well, just a question. If you're recording this, what will you do with the recording? Would it be available for people to see later?
We're planning on putting it up on the D57 YouTube channel.
Oh, great.
And Hans is the man for that. Hans, is the Decem from this weekend up yet?
Yes, it is.
Okay, cool. I kind of need something from that. In that case, I have going once, going twice for questions.
Yay.
What website will it be on? Or what YouTube site will it be on? I didn't hear that.
It's the District 57 Toastmasters.
I'll put the link in the chat.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And I'm going to drop off since I missed part of it already. And I'll just watch the record.
The second half is for Death by PowerPoint, and where you have J22 as your area director. Where are you from?
I'm in California, but J22 is in Southern England as part of District 91.
Ah, welcome.
Wow. Well, welcome. Yeah.
So I've been a remote director for this is my second year now, and it's different. I get up really late sometimes and really early for meetings because they're 8 hours ahead.
Ah, well, we definitely are glad to have you here tonight, and certainly surprised you found out about us, but we'll take it. Okay.
Yeah, we'll take it.
I found out from a woman named Lisa.
That'll do it.
Yeah. Who else? Yeah.
Exactly. she knows where all the cool kids hang out.
She does. Jeff, can you put the Excel, something with the Excel in there? Todd had asked about it before we switch
Yes,
over
let
to
me
Death
paste
by
it again.
PowerPoint.
Okay, that is the worksheet, and I'm planning to link the project in there directly to the downloadable PowerPoint.